Sometimes you can put it right at the bottom, but if you really want to be safe, you could put it at the top of the gap, right? And then I was looking for the market to do exactly what it did, but because I was over trading at this point, I was already up about 7 or 8,000 or something like that. I don't really remember. Because I was over trading, I was demanding that the market keep going down and keep going down really fast. So when we broke past this swing low that's in here, I wanted to see it keep going down. So I put my stop loss right above here, and then I got stopped out. And as you guys can see, the market kept going, right? And it looked like it wanted to keep going again, but I'm not going to fall for it twice right there. But as you guys can see, this trade alone would have been, almost a 1 of 5. So I'm showing you guys these trades because, recently I've been beating myself up trying to get everything to hit TP. Right? I've been really beating myself up trying to get everything to hit take profit, and I've been holding trades. I've been up. Like I said, just go look at the screen from yesterday. You guys will see on those Apex accounts, I was up almost $900 on my first trade. Didn't take it, and then I got reversed on and got stopped out. That made me emotional, and then that led to me essentially blowing the accounts, right? So today, even though I knew where the market was going, I was like, just take profits, right? Because just look at all of this chop in here. So even if you catch it at the lows down there, you got to sit through all of this stuff before it eventually, hit Profitville right here. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not sitting through all of that. So, recently the market conditions have been like, I would say it haven't been too bad, but it's a market that favors taking profits is what I will say, right? You have to just go ahead and take profits. I went on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster because on my Alpha Capital account, I was only $2,100 away from taking like an $8,000 payout. And I ended up going into drawdown, trying to get too fancy, holding trades for too long, and then eventually I just ended up blowing my entire account. All right, so that really wasn't pretty, and that was like a lack of discipline on my behalf, right? Big lack of discipline on my behalf. And as someone who has been trading for 7 years, I just feel like I have to do better. There's no excuses on why I'm blowing accounts and I'm getting $2,100 away from a payout, and then I just go on a crash out and just blow the entire account. That's not what you want to do, right? But in my defense, you guys, like last year was my first ever break even year as a trader, and last year was also my first time ever, taking a payout. So I got multiple payouts with Funder Pro. You guys can go watch that video down below. And by the way, I think I'm giving up on Funder Pro. Funder Pro, they paid me out, which is something that I do respect. So I can at least give them that credit and say, hey, they did pay me out. However, I feel like the spreads, it's something wrong with Funder Pro accounts. I feel like the spreads are just absolutely ridiculous. And then I also feel, I don't know, man. It's just something about it that I don't like, right? So I'm giving up on Funder Pro, you guys. The link for them will no longer be in my description below, and I am going to keep you guys updated on everything about Funder Pro, you guys, because you guys know, even though I'm an affiliate, right? My loyalty is with you guys, right? Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys and tell you guys my honest experience. So, like I said, I did get paid by Funder Pro. So, Funder Pro, if you're hearing this, I have nothing against you, right? You paid me out when it was time. I still feel like they don't have all of these crazy rules. Like, there's no consistency rule over there. That's what attracted me to Funder Pro in the first place. But when you go on Trustpilot, there's a lot of bad reviews. And there's even a warning sign. So moving forward, I think I'm just going to stay away from companies that have like those warning signs and all of the crazy stuff that's going on. I really don't want to be a part of that. All right. So my goal is just to get funded again with this 200K account that I just recently got. And then just try to be as consistent as possible on this account, take payouts, and then as I get more payouts, buy more accounts, right? And eventually I do want to get better as well with Alpha Capital, right? I'm sorry, not Alpha Capital, but with Apex and just with futures accounts alone, right? One thing I hate about Apex is like you literally can't over leverage at all with Apex. And obviously you shouldn't be over leveraging at all, but you really can't do it with Apex. And then the other thing about Apex, you have to take profits every time. Even if you have a target in mind, you have to take profits. And the reason being is because even if you're up on your trade, as price moves up and down, it's going to affect your trailing drawdown. And I know a lot of you guys already know how to manage that, right? The goal is to obviously make the drawdown so your account becomes static first, and then you can start trying to hold for your take profits after you make the account static. So that's something that I'm going to be working on this year. You know, I don't hate Apex. I don't hate any future company. I just feel like I struggle more with futures accounts, right? And I feel like I get more bang for my buck with two steps. And the thing that I wonder the most is like, why don't all companies allow traders to have options? I feel like every company should have Forex, futures, and crypto. And that's why I love Polar Prime. That's why I love E8 Markets, right? My description is in the link below if you guys want to go check those people out. Make sure to always use code trucking, right? But I wonder, why don't all companies offer every possible account? And obviously, I think that it's a cash grab, you know, because a lot of traders, they're not really going to be able to navigate those Apex accounts. Just to be honest with you guys, you know, a lot of traders are not going to be able to navigate those accounts, right? So going back to the 5-minute, this 5-minute order block should hold price up, right? This 5-minute order block should hold price. It's just unfortunate that, you know, it dipped into this order block at the time in which it did, because now I really can't trust it, you know. But if it would have, you know, when we was trading our session, if it would have came here to sweep this liquidity, I'm sorry, let me remove this. If it would have came here before it touched this zone up here, if it would have came here to sweep this and hit this order block right there, I would have easily felt more comfortable taking that trade. But now it's really hard to trust this 5-minute order block, right? Also, because on a 1-hour time frame, well, the 1-hour time frame is still valid. But like I said, I was looking for this to be a breakaway gap. We went right up into this zone, and then we did get a rejection. So it's just a matter of waiting at this point. The only thing I would do if I was going to continue to trade, which, like I said, I'm probably done for today, but I would measure out this wick on a 1-hour time frame. Measure this wick out. You guys can see we hit the midpoint of this wick right here on a 1-hour, and now we are rejecting away. That's why I tried to take a buy, right? That's why I tried to take a buy right there, but you guys see they faked me out on my buy. But what I'm thinking is that if the market wants to continue to go up for the evening session, which I don't really think it will, at the bare minimum, I think we may at least hit the midpoint of this new day opening gap.